off from. So adding a drop shadow into your object, whereas this one I've got transparency, you can see the shadow is really quite transparent. If I was just to bring in, for instance, another shape, make sure there was no transparency on it, get some colour on it, then apply my drop shadow now for depth. You can see it's a lot darker and a lot harsher because I don't have that form of transparency that I have when this shape exists. Our last option for this is our 3D tool, our Instant 3D. If we click this, it simply just turns your object 3D. You can obviously rotate around that object, and you can move this wee white dot, what looks like currently is actually a wee arrow. It shows you what area light is currently shining on your object. Now, moving forward, a few other skills that you may need to use for this is what's called text wrapping and flow text along a path. So for doing a flow text along a path, you would have your path, in this case it being a line. You must use your title option, your artistic text, hover over the line until you can see that small squiggle appear. Then click. You can then change the size of your font and then begin typing. That way your font would then begin to follow that path. So you've then got flow text along a path. Our other option, as I've said, is what is called text wrapping. So to accomplish that, you would have, for instance, your shape, but we would choose a bit more awkward shape, something like this. We can then obviously have our text box this time, draw our box, fill it with random font. Let's make this a wee bit bigger. Same as our object. So what we want to do is we want to click on our object, choose right click and go to wrap settings. Change our wrap settings to become tight. Press OK. And this way now our font should wrap into the spaces around our object. And as you can see, as I move that text box, the text continues to flow and wrap around that object. Now that covers the vast majority of skills that you'll learn or use within Page Plus. The only other last option you would have would be photo editing and gathering an image. So if I was to very quickly try and get an image from somewhere, so let's have a wee quick look. If I can go to Chrome. In fact, I may have put ready of an image I can use. Let's just grab one from here. Paste it in. So there is my image, just copy and pasted. With this, a lot of time you'll be given this option of a cutout studio, depending on what type of image it is. If it doesn't give you that option, sometimes you would have to convert it to a picture. So I would just again right click, convert to picture, press OK. Cutout studio. And this would be to remove the background, this white background. So for using this, you would ordinarily click show tinted. So anything you're going to remove is red, anything you want to keep becomes green. Click in your background and it should automatically trace any areas. Now again, this is really dependent. Your teacher will go into a bit more detail with this. But what it's effectively done is removed all that background, that white box. That way, whereas previously if I overlapped it, I no longer have that white box background around that shape that I had earlier on. Like I'll show you in this example now. So, big white box, no white box. That's a really useful tool. The only last bit of information I could pass on is very simple, and that would be using the Photo Lab. Nothing special, just pre-made filters. Let's convert this one more time. Pre-made pictures, or pre-made filters should I say, similar to what you would get in your mobile phone, black and white, sepia, so on and so forth. Relatively straightforward. Happy with them, hit OK,